So I think everybody can remember from last week, but you just interrupted some kind of dark and foul ritual in the clearing, and you'd killed everything as per usual, and Druid had called the storm to himself, and then out of the storm, lightning had came down, struck the ground, leaving an enormous crater, Terminator style, and in the centre of this crater, kneeling with his forepaw against his forehead, is this gigantic boar, which has lightning crackling off its tusks. And we're going to roll initiative. Brissa, you still have the storm blanketing the entire area. First, we have Kalash.
I'm going to run really fast and hide behind that pillar.
Right. Okay, Ethical, you're up next.
Right. Can I cast Fairy Fire on the boar?
Yes, you can. Right, that fails. So, what colour flames do you want it to be outlined in?
Oh, dead orange, like a ready brick cake.
Sengo, you are next.
Right, and I'm still raging, yes.
You are still raging, yeah.
Seeing Fairy Fire being cast on it, take out a javelin and
Yeah, go ahead. Alright, it's a hit. For a massive 3 points of damage.
I'm going to hoy another javelin at it, and then I'm going to leg it to there.
Right, and you run towards it and stand behind the plume. As Rab had noticed, the boar appears larger than the actual stones itself. So, who is visible? Rab, and we have Shashalian. Right, I'm going to roll high-low. So, Rab, you're on 1 to 10. Who is Shashalian? So the first thing that happens is lightning crackles all down the boar's snout, focuses on its tusks, and a bolt of lightning shoots out at you, Shashalian. Right, you take 14 points of damage, you scream in agony. The boar runs forward, and because of its enormous size, it attempts to leap the stones. It's going to have to make a DC 15 dexterity check. Nat 20, baby. Lands the other side, and he is immediately adjacent to Rab. Here, Rab. He comes at you, attempts to impale you with his mighty lightning tusks. So he's missed with his thunder hooves. However, he does do 21 damage to you with his tusks. That is Gorthak's turn. Right, you see him leap over the top with Bugs Bunny-like ease and horrendously gores Rab and shoots a lightning bolt out of his snout at Shashalian, doing a lot of damage.
We really need to get in melee range of this guy, like.
Rab McTavish, it's your turn.
Is that a bush or a tree we're under?
It's a bunch of bushes.
I'll disengage.
Okay, Shashalian.
Ready my boar. I'll attack this turn.
Okay, you hit. 24 damage. Nice, it's a solid hit. That is the end of round, and we are back to Kalash.
Right, I will stab it to death.
With advantage, he misses.
I'm bad. I'm going to hide again, like...
Roll your sneak. Back.
I can just imagine it not even noticing. That's the frightening thing. Just like...
Ethical.
I've got it targeted, so I guess it'll have to be a sneaky short bow arrow.
The arrow comes whistling out of the bushes from nowhere. Ouch! Sengo.
Pulled out my great axe. I've got 3 attacks here. That's a miss. Now I'm just going to go for 2 normal hits.
You let out a mighty blow.
And I'm going to try another great axe.
It's a hit. It's a big one. It turns to you with its flashing lightning eyes and looks incredibly angry. Its lightning bolt didn't recharge, so it can't lightning bolt you again. It attempts to gore you with its lightning tusks. It hits. You are heavily wounded from the first blow, and then it raises its razor-sharp hooves. And hits. It brings them down, and it smashes down on your skull, and everything goes dark for you. Sen goes down. Rab McTavish.
Can I move to there and get line of sight on the boar and Single?
Yeah, sure.
Right, seeing Single go down like a pile of poop, I will cast. It's going to have to be a healing word.
Woohoo! Rab, Chin, what are you doing?
Moving back into the bush.
Right, Shashalian. Another big hit So are you doing anything else? So you're moving into the bushes. You're like, end of round, Kalash.
I've got this. I will rush up behind it and bury my short sword right in the middle of its back.
And he hits, hurrah! Do your sneak attack damage. Oh, it's a lot. Still going. And then what you doing with your bonus action?
I'm going to try and hide again.
A 15, right, okay. You disappear around the corner again. Ethical. 24, right, you fire again. The boar staggers a little bit as the arrows plunge into him, but he's still going. Right, Sengo, it's your turn.
I'm going for the glory.
Nat 20. Oh, here we go. Double damage. 23 damage. You actually chop off one of its tusks and one of its ears as you take a mighty swing, and this thing is totally staggered. Blood splatters everywhere. Lightning sort of courses up and down your blade. And how do you kill Gorthak the Thunderboar?
I jab it in its stomach with the hilt of my axe, and as it's sort of like, it's already reeling from the other blow, and it sort of like tumbles over a little bit, and I just lob me great axe right into its snout and split its snout down right at its brain. So you can see like fluid just comes flying out and pus and bacon and that.
Bacon.
And bacon. Yeah. So this
Well,
thing,
it's lightning in it, so it's got to be cooking.
he
No.
strikes it so hard in the middle of its head that its bottom jaw smashes off the ground. Bacon goes everywhere, and Sengo actually has to take a few seconds to pull his axe out because it's embedded so hard in this thing, but it falls dead.
And then once I pull it out, I
Dead
turn round
to
to
the
the lads and go, fucking orcish, mate, this is
Orcs make the best weapon.
Gorthak lies dead at your feet.
Alright, well, loot all the bodies and butcher the pig. It's bacon
I was going
sandwiches
to
tonight.
say, bacon is good.
The meat itself begins to rot almost immediately and starts to dissolve into a kind of ectoplasmic grey goo as you're pulling it out in your hands, and it's sort of like kids' silly putty. It sort of runs through your fingers.
Probably not what you want with ketchup.
That looks delicious.
Bit of brown sauce might fix it.
I have a lot.
Brown sauce fixes everything.
We need to get the berries, don't we?
The berries you see are scattered around the bushes that most of the party seem to be hiding in. There's enough around this area that you can grab the berries that you need.
And we loot these cultists.
You can, but they're pretty much naked. One has a ceremonial knife which is engraved with a boar on the hilt. There's a dead deer corpse lying on the top that's been cut open.
We'll eat it.
And the armour they wear is rough hides sewed together. They don't seem to have anything else on them, but there are the 3 entrances that you see on the side of the hill. You rest overnight. You feel much better. You bandage and clean your wounds.
Do we still want to look in the catacombs or the doorway underneath this temple?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're going in the southeast one, just because it's closest.
Fair enough.
The southeast one is a short series of tunnels dug into the side of the mountain with a few interconnecting rooms. It doesn't seem to be very large, and inside, in the small square room, there's a crude wooden fence with a boar behind it. You notice the boar is stamped with the sign of BAK.
Is it alive?
It is, yes. Piles of trash have been dumped in there with it, which it seems to be happily munching through.
That's our farmer friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
He fell on hard times after the Orcs.
Big,
Well, let's take that back room.
Big Al.
Big Earl, aye.
Big Al. Yeah, he fell on hard times because the Orcs broke into his house and stole the petty cash, if you remember.
Was that the Orcs?
No, that was actually Bracy. Carved into the little stele above the mouth of the cave is a pictogram depicting 3 stick-figure humanoids being struck by a lightning. The longer chamber is a crude bedroom.
Search the place.
All right, make some,
Yeah, let's search it.
make some investigate rolls.
Do we have advantage because we're all doing it?
Yes, you can have advantage. The cry of the 5th edition D&D player. Can I have advantage because you thoroughly search this cave entrance, and other than the boar, you find nothing of any interest.
Right, let's move on up to the next one then, lads.
The northeast cave is very similar. The little stone above the mouth of this cave is bare. Again, similar layout, and there's also one of Big Al's boars.
I suppose we better search this place as well, haven't we?
All right, give me
Yeah,
some.
let's
some
roll with
searches.
advantage.
Everybody searches the place, and you stub your toe on something, and on further investigation, buried beneath the floor, you find a flat plate. So you carefully pull it up. Turns out to be a shield. What do you do with the shield?
I've got dibs on that shield, like, lads, if anybody doesn't mind, because, well, there's only me and really Earl who carry it, isn't there?
I don't use the shield, and you seem to get hit quite a lot.
There is you. There is you and Shashelian both use shields. Although Shashelian needs a shield that has a range of 45 feet by the looks of it, to be fair. The shield has an embossed head of a boar on it. And similarly, the third one, Edigal, searching through the final barrow, you come upon a potion, a syrupy liquid that looks like liquefied iron.
Well, the witch would probably identify the potions for us for price.
The crone, the hag.
I'm only
The
27.
27-year-old one.
Well, if nobody minds, I'll carry that, and I'll ask the hag what it is.
Well, the shield seems unmarked and unmarred, and no damage has been done to it by being buried. There's not even a scratch on it.
Oh, that's magic.
Yeah.
Pass it here. I'll cast Detect Magic on it.
The shield's magical. The potion's magical. Right, we've had a lovely, pleasant night camping. You set out first thing in the morning, feeling much better.
I think we should release those boars.
The Big Al's boars.
I'm not going to take them back to him.
You could drop them off at Butterskull Ranch if you wanted on the way back.
We've got to go to Corneybury to get the road back to Fandolin, so we might as well just make the detour up to the ranch and drop the boars off.
It's only an extra, hour or so's walk?
Yeah.
I think we should. Farmer Al's our friend. And we said we'd help him if we came across his animals as well.
Yeah, and he's hard done to because the orcs stole all of his petty cash.
Yeah, we see it sort of like rubbing the floor with our feet. That's like, aye.
Give us an animal handling roll with advantage because presumably you're all helping. You didn't mess it up. So you managed to get it back to Big Al, who's eternally grateful for the return of his animals. You can see he started rebuilding the ranch, and the other 4 mercenaries who were in the town, he's hired those, and there's a whole bunch of new farmhands. They're building a new fence. And he's like, Carlos, thank you so much, sir, for bringing back my pigs. Some bitch orcs. I thought they took them pigs for God. Big Al's got a bit of problem on the money front, but you want to come in anytime for some need, then you is welcome.
We really fancy some bacon, Al.
Says,
wink, wink.
Goddamn bacon, I can do you bacon. So you spend a pleasant evening with Big Al, feasting and eating bacon, and finally set out in the morning with full tums and a sense of accomplishment for Fandolin. So you call in at Fandolin, and as you call in the pub for a swift half on the way, Rick's waiting for you at the bar. He's received your letter to say, help me, we're coming to fight a dragon.
Rick, good to see you.
Oh.
We like high five outside the bazaar.
I'm probably over my head. I am a dwarf.
You do low 5 or really low 5.
Do they have a place where you can buy these cowboy hats? And I would like a poncho as well.
Yeah, they do actually.
Yeah, I'll buy a cowboy hat and a poncho, so I'll be a bit like Clint Eastwood.
You're the elf with no name.
Lone Ranger.
Hey, Blondie.
Rich, what's that building on the hill to the right? It looks a bit damaged.
That is a destroyed old manor house.
Could we not buy that and make it our headquarters?
Can I just check it does not have Tegel written on the outside?
It does not have Tegel. So after a short shopping trip, you set out. Rick has not met the crone.
Can I request a shopping montage, please?
Certainly. Do you have any preferable kind of music? Is it an 80s shopping montage?
It is, and I would also like it to be a little bit like Supermarket Sweep.
Right, okay.
Check it out. Next time you're in the bazaar and you hear the bee, think of the fun you could be having on Supermarket Sweep.
I did not remember anywhere near enough of that.
Remember any of it? This is what frightens me.
And you head off to see the crone. Right, so you approach Umbridge Hill, which has a windmill built on the top of it. Rick, you've never been there, although the rest of your friends have decided that they need to go there rather urgently.
Okay.
Beforehand, though, we warn him that there's a manticore child there, Rick. Do not attack. He is friend, not foe.
All right, and not meant to kill that. Right, fair enough.
No.
So as you approach the Umbridge Mill, there's a great sort of meowling from the direction of the windmill, and she's called Adabra Gwyn, the midwife in apothecary, devoted to Chontier, isn't she, my lovelies? And she's like, will you bloody well shut up? And she shoves this baby manticore, which is the size of like a large Alsatian. You notice it's got one of those cone of shames around its neck, Rick, and one of its legs is in bandage, although it seems much better off than the last time you see it. It growls fiercely at you and fires a handful of tail spikes. Unfortunately, because of its young age, the tail spikes are more like Nerf darts. So you're pelted like by a manticore Nerf gun, and she shoves it out the way and she's like, you little bugger, I can't wait till you're gone.
That's a charming way to greet a guest, that is.
It's just like, oh, he's a bloody pain in the arse, he is. He's always leaving dead birds and dead mice on the doorstep.
Those are presents, wench, to thank you for your mercy.
She says, well, his dad's coming to pick him up next week and then he can bugger off. But you can tell she's kind of affectionate towards him, and the little baby manticore's kind of like running around her legs and stuff. And she says, well, my lovelies, did you get the berries?
Yes.
Very much.
We have copious amounts of berries.
She says, come in, I'll stick the kettle on. I've prepared the rest of the potion, so all I've got to do is mash these berries up and add them to the final potion. It'll take about an hour, and then you can sort you out of that lycanthropy. Good and smart, can't we?
While we're on, Mistress Midwife, I've got a little bottle of something I could do with your help with. If you could tell me what it is, that would be great.
Okay, certainly. Let's have a look then. She says, ooh.
I'll whip it out.
I'm sorry, mate. I can't really tell what it is. It looks like some kind of protection, though.
Can you have a look at mine, please, pet? Presenting the red stuff.
Oh, wow. She says, that's definitely a healing potion. It looks more powerful than the ones I've got, but I can't tell exactly what it is. It's definitely healing, though. Right, so what's going to happen is she makes you some tea, and she's got some rock buns there that she's made, so she offers them round. And she says, this little fella here, he's new. Hello.
Hello.
Wench, this is our friend Rick.
I'm a
He has come to
Dabra.
help us play the dragon.
I have come to help him out.
Oh,
Bit of gold, kill a dragon, get some booze. Job's a good un.
oh, you'll find plenty of work around here. Right, now what she's going to do is brew this potion. You have to drink this potion. Unfortunately, belladonna is highly poisonous, so what you need to do is make a save versus poison with a DC 15, and if you fail, you have the poison condition for a few days. You can save once per day, and it will cure your lycanthropy, because it'll poison them little buggers what's inside you, it will. So Shashelian is poisoned. And so is Sengo. So you go outside and you throw your guts up and you look distinctly green, but you're certainly less wear-ratty than you were an hour ago.
Because we've got to get a portion to John.
Yes, deliver a portion to Don John, and he's going to pay you 100 gold.
Well, we'll go to Fandolin, get our sort of like affairs in order. We'll overnight in Fandolin, and that'll be our long rest. Then do the throw, and then in the meantime, Bracey's minute. Remember the spelling and cast us on both of us or one of us if we fail to save.
Okay. As you arrive back in Fandolin, up pulls a cart. Now the cart is being pulled by some kind of mechanical crab thing, and on the back of the cart sits two gnomes. Hey there, bud! We got those things that we promised you. The king said to send you some Magma 44 repeating crossbows over. we got attacked a couple of weeks ago, so we sent over to deliver these to the militia. But we got something special for you guys that you're going to need later on, maybe. On the back of the wagon is like, you know, those long military crates.
Nice.
Maybe big enough for one man to carry.
From the steampunk gnomes.
From the steampunk gnomes.
Carry it
Open
up.
it, have a look.
You open it up and it's a torsion tripod-mounted crossbow / arbalast thing with 3 4-foot-long iron bolts that have got a little bulb on the end where the arrow point should be. Now the thing is, the tripod's going to take about 3 combat rounds to set up, but hopefully that should bring a big flying beastie down to your level so that you've got a chance to engage it in combat. Because we fought the dragon. Well, I say we fought. We ran the hell away and shut all the doors, and the king ordered us to build this to give you a fighting chance. Because apparently the word is round these parts that you guys are going to take on the dragon there.
Word is
Thank you
right.
very much, gnomes.
Say, you know where we can deliver these crossbows to the militia guys?
In the militia house. That is where they keep them.
Oh, cool. We need to show these guys how to use them because, sometimes the magazine drops out or they kind of explode or...
I wonder if you could make money just letting people watch that happen.
Well, that doesn't seem very nice, guys.
Not nice, but funny.
Exactly what I was thinking. Where I come from, things like that is entertainment.
Enough petty chit-chat. Let us begin our quest.
And he says, I wouldn't mess with the arrows until you're ready to use them, because we're fairly sure that they're going to work.